Wanted to share a little something from a conversation I had with one of my good friends yesterday. She gave me full permission to share this. Of course, I'll keep her anonymous, but I wanted to share a little takeaway I had from our conversation because I thought I thought that there was so much good value in what we were chatting about that it could really be something that could help you ladies. So I wanted to bring that here. And it was essentially around the topic of just trying to figure out like how to navigate when you're feeling really bored in something and you have like a whole like you're bored in your career for this specific video, working a 9 to 5, and then the thing on your heart you want to do, but it almost doesn't make sense how you'd move towards it. It's like it feels so far-fetched, so unrealistic that you start to argue for your limitations because the how of it actually coming to fruition feels so like, how would I ever do something like that? So we kind of just put it off to the side and don't really do much with it. So her and I were chatting about how, yeah, she's in a 9 to 5. She's also an incredible, badass who is also, she has her own business. And she's started it, right? But it's kind of off to the side right now. She kind of isn't doing a lot with it. But in the meantime, in her 9 to 5, she's starting to feel really bored. And with that, like a little bit of her performance has gone down. And she's starting to feel like her environment, her, her surroundings of that job are just becoming a little bit toxic. So she's wanting to search for more. She's wanting to maybe do a career switch and try out something new, to bring the life back. And I told her, I said, that's absolutely amazing. You can definitely do that. I think when an environment isn't serving you anymore, it's really important to shift that, to change that, to do something that is going to be better for you. But just know that even by doing that, it's going to be temporary fulfillment, because you already have a thing on your heart that you really want to do, that you've started to build. And that desire is not going to go away because it's aligned with your soul. It's why you felt so drawn to just start the thing, to create this thing, because your soul feels connected to it. It wants more for you. And so it's going to bring it back. There's going to be this lingering feeling like you still haven't, fully dove into your purpose. So we really dove into that conversation. And, and I wanted to share a little bit. So something that she shared with me on why she was kind of putting a pause to it was because, again, her rational mind came in the picture. She doesn't really know what to do with it. She feels like it's kind of, she doesn't really know how to bring it to life anymore, and she's feeling a little bit stuck. And also the biggest thing that she said that I really noticed so many women say when I'm chatting with them is she was very black and white about it. She was very much like all or nothing. Like, she's like, I want this business. I really want to grow this business, but I'm not ready to leave my corporate job yet. I'm not ready to leave my financial stability. I'm not ready to just leap. And I told her, I said, first of all, you do not have to leave your cushion to start something. And I say that fully meaning that, because when I started my entrepreneur journey, I was the one who kind of fell into the belief of like, I heard a lot of like speakers on stage saying this, so I kind of was like, oh my gosh, I have to believe this. I believed if you have a plan B, you don't have a plan A. And so I took that so to heart that what I did was, when I started my life over, I literally quit my job, started a business, I sold everything I had, including my car, my brand new furniture I'd bought a couple months before that. I just started everything over and kind of left myself friggin' screwed. So screwed that I was like, I ended up working like a retail job to just make some kind of ends meet, because I was like, well, I need money, and this business isn't doing anything so far for me. So I put myself I did like a running cannonball jump into the deep end, and kind of put myself in the most scarcity mindset place that I don't recommend anybody doing that. That's why when I work with people, like, I'm going to tell you right now, let's slowly build your dream. You don't have to jump into it, because that's a scary place to be. And I did that. I personally, for a year, I did that, and I don't recommend anybody doing that. So what I was sharing with her is, take the black or white thinking away. Don't let the dream on your heart go away just because you don't know how it's going to happen yet. You have to give yourself the opportunity to try. And so the way you're going to do that is by giving yourself little progression every single day. And it's going to feel, when you're doing that, it's going to feel like literally nothing's happening. And I preach that because I'm 2 years into this thing. I'm starting my 3rd year now, and it's only just now starting to click. But you know what I did is I did consistent action for days and years up to this point. And I started so messy, you guys. Like, I started an interior design business first, and then I was kind of doing both coaching and interior design, and then I finally let myself just go full on into the coaching, and it was it was a journey. It was a journey, but now it's all starting to click. But it took 2 years, and it's going to take more, right? But it took 2 years of just a lot of sloppy, messy action, just moving towards the thing I knew I wanted. So I told her, I said, progression is what creates happiness. It's not the end goal. It's not, finally hit. I mean, obviously that's happy, right? Like, achieving the thing we've been working so hard to achieve feels good, but it's not lasting. You have to find a way to enjoy it, on the way there. So that's why progression is super important. So I told her, I said, don't quit your dream completely, right? Like, start, like, even just have a little goal that you want to achieve this month for it to keep it moving, right? Like, connecting with people in that field. Connecting with people, creating vision boards around it, getting really clear on your intention on who you want to serve, start connecting with those people, start learning from them, start putting like focus, not focus groups, but like reach out and say, hey, would you be open to doing like a research call with me? That's honestly how I started understanding like who I wanted to serve. Was I did research calls with like over 100 women, probably even more, and like 30-minute calls with them just to understand like what their pain points were, what they were going through. And then as I did more of that, I started understanding, okay, here's kind of the trends I'm seeing, and based off of like my gifts and what I do, here's how I think I could actually serve them. And then I started forming my programs and things around that. But it took little bits and pieces over time of, slowly progressing to get to that point where I really felt like, okay, like I'm moving the thing. But the whole time I was moving the thing, but the progression of that had to happen in order to get to the point where I actually felt it. So I told her, I said, get rid of the black and white thinking and start just doing little things consistently over time. You hear people in the fitness industry talk about that all the time. Consistency, consistency, consistency. It's not just with fitness and health. It's with every area of your life, every goal that you have. You have to be consistent and just start making little moves. And if you're somebody who, like, you have this idea in your heart, but you don't quite know what those moves should be, feel free to message me or comment in here, and I'll be more than happy to give you some ideas on what I think could really help you based off of, what you're looking to do. I'm more than happy to do that. But yeah, I wanted to share that because that was, I think, a mindset she was stuck in, was feeling like, oh my gosh, if I start this business, then I have to, I'm screwing myself over. And it's like, no. I don't advocate for that at all. I want you to take care of yourself in the process. I want you to nurture yourself as you're moving towards your dreams. You want your dreams to feel good along the way. You want to be excited and lit up by them, right? And if you feel like it's this thing that's causing you to like suffer and be stuck and screwed money-wise, like, you're not going to move towards it, right? So you have to get out of that thinking.